A homeless aid group says that contractors in charge of cleaning out porta potties by homeless encampments have not properly disposed of waste for months. And the Travelers Aid Society says it first alerted the New Orleans Health Department back in May that contractors in charge of the porta potties have been taking the waste and dumping it on the ground instead of disposing of it properly. And this issue has led to flies and a strong smell plaguing the encampments. Emails to the Travelers Aid Society from city officials say they are working to address those issues with United, the contractor, but other advocates say issues with the city's homeless population are growing due to a lack of affordable housing and resources.
In the past year, especially seen a huge rise in our unhoused population, especially our street homeless population, which is those that are living on the streets, not in our shelter systems.
It is much more uncomfortable to live in poverty and to live in an encampment than it is to see it. And so I think whenever we think about any ordinance, any action that we are taking or not taking, we have to remember that the people this impacts most are people experiencing it.
And we did reach out to city officials for comment about the porta potties, but we have not heard back at this time. Advocates want to bring this issue up at Monday's Quality of Life City Council Committee meeting, and that will be at 1 in the afternoon at City Hall.